Hello, everybody. My name is Nicole Musso, and I am a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus. And I am so excited to be here today to share some top tips for follow-up. Follow-up is something that is so important and vital to literally every aspect of our business, whether it's recruiting or retention or duplication or leadership. Follow-up is so important to move the needle forward. So I'm going to share my top 3 tips for follow-up. And the first is to focus on the relationship. Relationships are everything in this business. You know, it's so important. Our job is to encourage people and to build trust and to build relationships so that we can love and serve them where they are and to bless them with what we have. Leadership is influence. So being able to add value to people's life increases our influence with them and helps us to build that relationship and trust with them. So if somebody says no or no thank you, or it's not the right time for me, or I didn't love the flavor of that sample, they don't just stop existing in our life, right? We need to continue to build that relationship and to focus on the person. So my own story, I first heard about Plexus from a parent in my kindergarten classroom, and it was just a conversation. And then a year or so later, she shared samples with me, and we were just acquaintances. And I said, no, thank you. I lost the samples. And she was the best because she continued to pour into our friendship. She continued to build our relationship. And had she not done that, not only would I not be here today, I don't even know that I would have my 3rd baby. I would not be a stay-at-home mom because Plexus has completely changed the trajectory of our life. And had she not focused on that relationship, I would have also missed out on one of the most incredible friendships of my life. So relationship first in your follow-up. And when you show up from a place of love for people, it changes the heart behind it. You're not being salesy. You're not, just trying to sell them the pink drink or a probiotic. You're loving them well, and that will shine in the authenticity of your follow-up. The second thing is to be intentional and be consistent. If you do not have a system for your follow-ups, it's going to be super hard for you to be intentional with them. So for me, it's paper and pen, writing down people's names that I've reached out to, keeping track of my funnel, where we left the conversation, did I send them a sample, what their health goals are. I keep track of that with paper and pen. I have somebody on my team that uses a Trello board, but the most important thing for a system is that it's a system that works for you so that you can be intentional and consistent with your reach outs. The last tip is to not take it personally if you're feeling like somebody is ignoring you or ghosting you, because I know my own self, and I work from my phone, and I'm thinking about Plexus 98% of the time. When I see a message or a text message or a Facebook message and I say to myself, oh, I'll respond to them later. And sometimes I forget. But we're dealing with people, you guys, that don't work from their phones, that aren't thinking about Plexus nonstop. And you don't know how many times people have said to me, I'm so sorry I haven't gotten back to you, or I haven't returned your messages. But I look at them at work and I say I'll respond to them later, and then I forget. So continuing to reach out to people and saying things like, hey, I'm not sure if you saw my message above. I know you're super busy, but I just wanted to check in to see if you had a chance to watch the video that I sent you and to share some takeaways with me. It's all about getting people to that next micro commitment. So maybe if they're not ready, it's following up and saying, hey, I know you mentioned you weren't ready to get started with our products, but in the meantime, I have a customer support page I'd love to add you to. It has testimonies and some more information about our products and just some general tips about living a happy and healthy life. Can I add you to it? And then that opens the door to be able to then follow up with testimonies that are on your heart to share with them. Hey, I saw this testimony. It made me think of you and the health goals that you shared. If you get a second today, can you give it a read? It'll take you about 5 minutes. I'll follow up with you tomorrow to see what your top takeaways were. Or when you're having a messenger event saying, hey, I know you said you weren't ready, but I'm having this event tonight. It's literally just a chance for you to learn more about what we have to offer and see if maybe it's something that you might be interested in trying in the future. Can I add you to it? It's just getting people to the next logical step, the next micro commitment, and being consistent and intentional with that follow-up. So I hope this blesses you, and I can't wait to see how you're able to put this in action in your own business.